Hey guys, so I recently got recommended the idea of making a video on dreams, and what a fitting shirt to wear. I didn't even realize, but I'm wearing a shirt that says Dream On. I don't know if you can tell, it's backwards. So let's get into it. I'm going to add a little bit of another topic in combination with this, but yeah, let's talk about dreams first. Now, many people think they we romanticize things, right? Especially in the New Age movement, we're gonna romanticize dreams. Like, oh my God, I just dreamt of an owl and it was chasing me down, and then I tripped and fell off a cliff. What does it mean, right? So, dreams, or the subconscious particularly, communicates in symbols, right? And you'll see this throughout the astrals. Lots of symbols can appear, lots of geometric shapes containing information. Those are codes, right? If you've ever had downloads from some entity or some being, you've been flooded with geometric codes. That's an information. Those are downloads. I don't recommend getting these sorts of downloads because, again, you're downloading information from another place. This is similar to opening an email and clicking on a link that you've never seen before. You've never seen that person's email before, that name before. And it could be a virus, right? Our bodies operate very similarly to AI because this realm and the realms above it are AI generated. So dreams, in that sense, will then be a projection of the inner I, of the inner AI. We have the pineal gland, we have the subconscious, right? The local computer, the local subconscious, and then merging with the astrals. When you exit your own subconscious, you then enter the larger, the collective subconscious, the collective unconscious. Now, this is a combination of the astral entities formed by the conscious thoughts, the conscious focus of all these beings here, all people here, right? Called egregores, in which all of that negativity or positivity combines to form negative demons or positive demons. On top of that, the actual layer of the archetypes already generated by the demiurge, known as the Olympian gods. We've seen these play out, or the Anunnaki, or the weavers of fate, right? We've seen these play out in some of the topics we've discussed. So in that regard, when you are dreaming, it's not something that necessarily needs to be romanticized or needs to be fully taken into account. Now, things like writing down your dreams, things like making an effort to lucid dream, to control your dreams, will change that and will allow you more more control over the communication, more of an input in that communication, right? But in a sense, there will be these symbols that will appear because tapping into that dream layer is tapping into your astral body, to that subconscious element that is storing all of those thoughts and all of these emotions. Remember, the astral body and the astral realm is fully designed around feeling, around the accumulation of memory, even. And memory, again, is tied to emotions. So when tapping into your subconscious, when tapping into that dream state, you're going to be accessing the emotions or the thoughts that you've been repressing the most, right? That you've been subsiding. And it's important to take note, right? So it's important to understand what can be your own projection, your own entities that you've created, your own egregores, right? Egregores that you've, in a sense, accumulated. And this can be reflected in your dreams. And writing them down, observing, can be beneficial. because it can bring more awareness to that dark psyche that is hidden underneath. That Carl Jung talks about the shadow, integrating the shadow with the conscious to become more whole. Now, automatically we come into this place with a shadow. That's why every being here, every person, every tree has a shadow. Besides, interestingly enough, fire, right? The flame, which more than likely is due to the fact that this whole place is a flame. So, now, when seeing certain symbols or when seeing things that maybe you don't know if they're your own projections or not in your dreams, more than likely some sort of interference is happening. Because remember, we're not necessarily meant to sleep. The moon, whenever it was introduced, created a sort of dream capturing, a sort of web. And we know the Native Americans have this idea of the dream catcher, which looks like a net or some sort of web. We have the internet known as the World Wide Web. It is said that Thoth spun a web of thoughts around the world. And these are all connected in some way. There is some sort of frequency grid or net potentially around this realm, this earth plane. Now, don't let that then lead you to the conclusion that, oh, other planets are not part of the matrix, or the other universe is not part of the matrix. Because I still believe the whole universe is, in essence, part of this black hole system. And Ashayana Dayan actually talks about this in a very convoluted way, talking about black holes and how they're sucking energy to other parallel universes or universes that have fallen. But I don't know, her stuff seems very complicated, and it's not something that you can just follow along, something that you have to really research and dive into. So maybe it's connected with this black hole theory, but I do believe, in a sense, we're in a dead tree of good and evil, right? That's my opinion. This dead tree of duality that swirls like a black hole, and we've reached the bottom of it. So with this idea of dreaming, this idea of night and the moon and the false light, even your dreams or the astrals feel like it's in this twilight, right? It's in this like dimmed lighting where you can't really see too much, or if you can, it's it's harder to make out more specific details. And what could be happening is that they are capturing our dreams. They are catching those dreams and manipulating them. In a state of sleep, in a state of dream, you are most manipulated. That's why theta, or keeping people in sleep-like states, in their subconscious states, or a child under the age of 7, is the most easily shaped and manipulated, because they're fully open and receptive, right? So you can just input whatever you want, and you can have very weird, intense dreams filled with entities, even masquerading as certain beings, certain people you recognize, certain symbols of information. For example, the Eye of Ra is very common, and this is very common in abduction victims. These people see that and don't realize what's going on. You're being initiated, just like those people that get taken in their astral body in ships, and they're made to fly the ship and get comfortable and all that. They're being initiated to be part of their plan, right? And many people even report trouble sleeping or waking up at numerous times during the day, or at specific angel numbers during the night, such as 333 or something like that. Now, again, we can romanticize, oh, that's my guides, oh, that's my angels, that's helping me, blah, blah, blah. But could it be that the deeper truth is that you are being tampered with? you are being energy drained. You may be fighting some sort of missions in your dreams, taking a board and using your energy to then perform various acts or whatever, but it's just a soul-sucking, energy-sucking system. And then you wake up feeling tired, or waking you up throughout the night, so they can be tweaking you, because the veil is thinnest between 3 and 4 a.m., right? We all know that. And you have to become aware of these things, and you have to become aware of what's actually happening, not what they're telling you is happening. Because again, they're telling you, oh, it's 5D symptoms, it's blah blah blah. You're being upgraded. Really, you're probably being downgraded to this new body that we've talked about before. This new body they want to create is like a combination of the digital and the physical, prepping you for this 5D environment that they want to take you on their ships, right? They want you to adapt to that at an easier pace, so that when they put you in those transformation pods, otherwise known as med beds, and they cure your whole body and do all this healing and BS, and you come out with a new body, you're more prepared for that, right? It's kind of like doing push-ups before going and weightlifting, right? You're preparing your body to catalyze for muscle growth. So, when you see things like these popping up in your dreams, and even like very ominous, like sexual dreams or anything like that, these beings again can masquerade as certain fantasies, and all of a sudden you're diving right into those fantasies, not knowing you're being manipulated into, sex with a reptilian or something like that. Now, to tie in the other subject that I was going to talk about, in regards to the energy effects on our body, especially in our dream state or in a theta state, right? Many people listen to binaural beats or the solfeggio frequencies, right? I know I've said before that all of these frequencies, and this will serve as a reminder, are part of the matrix. All of these frequencies, whether they're low or high, are eliciting some sort of emotion. Remember the Hawkins scale, all the emotions are listed as a frequency, are listed as a state of vibration. So you can use these frequencies, whether organic or not, to enhance your vibratory scale. But again, you're using something outside of yourself. You're becoming dependent on a false high, and it's a technology, and not to mention the amount of technology that they have in the astrals themselves that they can also use against you, especially in the astrals, especially after death. Things like, again, more frequency nets that can capture your astral body, the love bomb that either is some sort of reflection of your own frequency, your own love, or an accumulation of all the energy that they get from Earth, and they just put it in the moon and mirror it or bomb you with it, right? Because we know the Earth is actually, or the mirror is, the moon is actually like a mirror to the Earth. If you guys have ever studied the crater Earth theory, this is very interesting. So all these technologies, they exist for frequency enhancement. That's why you have to understand these are part of the matrix. The emotions, the energy in motion, the vibrations, the sine wave are designed to create higher polarity or lower polarity, higher vibratory or lower vibratory emotions. And they can be beneficial. They can create healing for the body. They can create various positive effects. Yet they are not true to who you really are. You're not tapping into your true essence by doing so. So just something to be aware of, okay? Do I think there's anything else regarding dreams specifically? It's something definitely that needs further study. People like Robert Monroe have done lots of astral traveling, lots of astral exploring. He actually ended up coming to the conclusion that we're all designed for loosh, and became in a very depressed state after that conclusion. Rather normal when you've been romanticizing your whole life this idea of soul growth, right? Another one is Cameron Day, someone that also requires further research into. So, try and think, hey, are these dreams serving me currently? Me looking into these dreams, me overanalyzing these dreams, are they benefiting me? Or is it just doing exactly what they're meant to be doing, causing me to focus my whole energy on something presented to me in a dream, taking it as some sort of premonition, or taking it as some sort of advice, or some sort of warning even, and get all worried or anxious about it? Or even, the implementation of like a false crush or false love, false romantic idea that can then be used to manipulate you through that dream. Because again, you're in an altered state, you're more receptive, and all of a sudden you find yourself acting differently. Okay, so I do recommend protecting yourself at night. Try connecting to source. Try doing some sort of protective ritual, maybe using water, infusing that with source energy, revoking all consent to any entities or beings, cord cutting, right? So it's kind of like a spiritual hygiene, a spiritual shower, in which you cut all attachments, let go of everything that has happened throughout the day. Don't let anything affect you. You try to go to sleep with a calm state of mind so that you're not then interfered with, right? All right, let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.